The Mishkan is now fully operational. Until now, the Torah has detailed its construction, its functions, and many of the laws associated with it. This week's Parsha Emor introduces the special laws governing the Kohanim, those who serve in the Mishkan and Mikdash. Before giving the Torah, God declared that Israel would be a kingdom of priests among the nations. Now, from within Israel, he designates his own priests. Just as God commanded Israel to uphold holiness and refrain from certain behaviors, the Kohanim are required to maintain an even higher level of sanctity, with additional restrictions. A regular Kohen may not become ritually impure through contact with the dead, except for the 7 close relatives. He also faces limitations regarding whom he may marry. The Kohen Gadol, the high priest, is held to even stricter requirements. The Torah then delineates who is eligible to serve in the Mishkan and Mikdash, listing various blemishes that disqualify a Kohen from performing sacred duties. After outlining these laws, the passage concludes by stating that Moshe spoke to Aaron and his sons, but also to all of Israel. If God specifically instructed Moshe to address the Kohanim, why did Moshe also speak to all of Israel concerning the Kohanim? The answer lies in the 2 types of offerings: public offerings and the private offerings brought by individuals. Ibn Ezra explains that Moshe was cautioning Israel, ensuring that those bringing private offerings would be aware of the regulations concerning Kohanim with blemishes. These Kohanim were present in the Mikdash, but were not permitted to serve. Thus, it was up to the people to ensure that the Kohanim handling their offerings were fit for service. Otherwise, their offerings would be invalid. Abarbanel offers a different perspective, asserting that Israel bore a special relationship in the operation of the Kohanim in the Mikdash. It was their duty to ensure that the Kohanim upheld proper conduct. Sifra expands on this idea, describing a system of mutual accountability. Aaron's sons were responsible for ensuring their father's integrity, the Israelites for overseeing the Kohanim, and the Kohanim for holding one another accountable. Rashi formalizes this structure, stating that Beit Din, the non-Kohen rabbinical courts, were tasked with ensuring the Kohanim's proper behavior. In essence, Moshe was establishing a system of checks and balances. Chazal, however, tell us that the Kohanim were deeply committed to their sacred role, taking great pride in their priesthood and exercising extreme care, vigilance, and precision in observing the law. While there may have been a handful of errant Kohanim, they were swiftly handled by the Kohanim's own Beit Din in the Mikdash. Rather than a system of supervision or oversight, Moshe was creating a synergy between the Kohanim and Israel. The Mishkan and Mikdash were not solely for the Kohanim. The house of God is meant for all of Israel. Chazal explained that at any given time the Kohanim, Leviim, and a delegation of Israelites were present in the Mikdash, each fulfilling their designated role. Not as separate entities keeping one another in check, but as a unified force working together to uphold the sanctity of the Mikdash. Kohanim and all of Israel are partners in the worship of God, and Moshe wanted to establish that relationship and make sure that everyone understood that from the very beginning. Shabbat Shalom.